Speaking to you guys in my best cult leader attire, let's talk about gratitude and how it's going to change your life if you don't already practice it daily. This comment is the reason this video is coming to you guys. Thank you so much for the suggestion. I touched lightly on the last video about how I was going through really deep depression for like 2 years right around COVID time and how I was able to get out of it. And so today's video, I'm going to give you some tools of how I was able to get out of that rut thanks to gratitude. And listen, take what you want for this video. If you only need the screwdriver, I'm not going to force you to take the jackhammer, the saw, and the chalk gun. You don't need them. And listen, obviously, I'm not a monk. I'm not a nun. I didn't dedicate my life 10 years to a certain religion. And I'm also like not a guru on here saying like, it's my way or the highway. I'm literally just a normal person that was able to get from A to B. So if I could do it, you could do it too. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number one, this is going to circumnavigate everything we're going to be talking about today, so let's just get it out of the way. Please know that spirituality, that word, is not some dirty thing. I feel like in the West is something that people like kind of like clutch at their pearls at, but spirituality is not gods and other religions. Sure, it could be, like that does, overlap, but in today's topic, whenever we talk about spirituality, is just talking about how you reframe the way you think, which can feel spiritual because it like, I don't know, it just connects, at least for me, like my whole body and just like, and I feel this otherworldly experience of relief knowing that I can change my thoughts in that it does feel religious, but it's not religious at the same time. So whenever we talk about spirituality in this video, I'm not trying to convert you, even though I did talk about being a cult leader, but like maybe it's just a feeling of a spiritual experience, but like at the end of the day, gratitude is something that we should all be doing. It's like, I don't know, just a secret sauce and it just feels like it's not spiritual. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm sorry, not to make up my own definition, but spirituality to me is just reframing the way we think about things and in the world that's much bigger than ourselves. Maybe that's concept, maybe that's just worldview, but for me, it elicits such an emotional response that I cannot help but feel spiritual about it. With that out of the way, let's get into the tangible stuff. Number one, and really the first number one, realizing that maybe not every single specific problem, but across the board, maybe the issue is, at the end of the day, a gratitude problem. That sounds overreaching, but let me explain a little bit. If you're watching this video, you probably already know where you give your focus is where your life story goes, or like what you give focus is what's more true. Whatever plant you water grows. You have two wolves inside of you. Which one wins? The one that you feed the most. That's the real saying, by the way. I didn't know that for the longest time. It's kind of embarrassing for me to admit. But anyways, if you were to switch your focus from the problem of the problem to trying to find the way to be grateful about the problem, I promise you the problem wouldn't be that big of a deal. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be blind as a bat and say that's a cross-the-board issue. I'm talking about, like, for instance, I live at home. Most of my content right now is just me sharing my life, and my life is living at home. I've attracted, followers here that are also living at home and going through the same things, and it can be very negative or a very, down in the dumps situation, especially when, you're closer to the age of 30, like I am, and we had this life that we envisioned for ourselves of being independent. I know this is a very American thing. I know. I don't have a problem with my family. I love them, but I had my autonomy once and I want it back again. But the economy, and I'm working through some things. But anyways, that is the context of like, there's a lot of little things that can be very negative and it can take up so much mind space. But if I was to just go, I can't believe I'm not like my peers and not like this and not living on my own, to only focusing or putting most of my focus on, I have a loving family. My parents are still alive. My parents don't mind me staying with them. And also, I'm paying all my bills. And also, I have ways of making money. And also, XYZ, everyone's healthy in my family. Thank God. That is something money can't buy and will continue to be very unable to buy coming down the pipe. But like just that simple repackaging of the situation can make your problems go phew. Number two, this is the part that I am still like teetering with because of reasons we'll talk about later. But like most things in the spiritual realm, in the manifestation realm, in the delusional realm, if you will, you have to say it before you believe it. And this is what I hate because I am such a feeler. I'm trying to make emotions the less dominant force factor in my life, but it still ebbs and flows because I'm not a master of it yet. I got the rest of my life to really work on that. So for my people that are like me, you just have to say it, write it, until it comes true. It is gonna take a lot longer than you like, and that frustrates me, and it probably is gonna frustrate you, and it might feel like it's not working, but I promise you, that is literally all it takes. And a lot of people will stop after the second and third day. Not you. You're gonna do it until you actually feel it. And that's the case for myself too. And don't make it a big thing. You don't have to spend an hour on your bed meditating crisscross applesauce going, I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. You have to find what works for you. Personally, I took the advice from the internet. It was multiple people, and eventually after like the third time I was like, okay, I'll do it. I got a gratitude journal, and I only wrote 3 things per day that I was grateful for. I can keep up with that. It doesn't have to be elaborate. I literally wrote down, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the house over my head. Close the book. I'm not even thinking about it. Next day, you can do this when you wake up or when you go to bed. Write 3 things, and over that time of practice, you'll look forward to it. Maybe you write more. Maybe you're going throughout your day and you're like, oh wait, I'm grateful for that. And it's a slow trickle, but that is what is going to work, because just like a diet, just like anything that you force habit into your life, if you try to just be the most grateful-ish, gratitude-ious, I don't even know how to say the word. If you try to be the most grateful version of you right now, I don't think that's going to last. The slow and steady wins the race. Tortoise and hare all day, every day. If you know, you know. You should know. Also, don't estimate the power of verbally saying what you're grateful for. It is never too cheesy to put your hands together and go, you don't have to think of anything. Just put it together and send it out. I'm so grateful for my health. An example for you guys, if you're watching this, I'm so grateful that my eyes work. If you're listening to this, I'm so grateful that my ears work. If you're watching and listening to this, I'm so grateful that I have working eyes and working ears. Amen. Or like, that's all. The point is saying the words. An example I recently saw of this was like Lady Gaga during, hey, put your paws up, okay? But I recently saw a video of Lady Gaga in her Monster Ball, I'm pretty sure, one of her tours before she went out. She was like having this breakdown because she was like, oh, this Queen of Pop was having a breakdown of her inner child that was bullied in high school. And she was like, I just feel like a loser sometimes, but I know I have to be that rock star for them. If not for me, for them. And all of a sudden she snapped, she started being like, thank you. I'm so grateful for the job I have. I'm so grateful. And she just started praying a gratitude thing. And Lady Gaga for me is like the most powerful modern day example of someone who had a dream, went for it, and made it come true. If she's doing that, imagine what it's gonna do for you. My mind's blown. So I think like writing or just saying the affirmations or saying what you're grateful for out loud, they're both powerful on its own, but if you do both of them, you might just be unstoppable. You're gonna accelerate that process tenfold, believe me. Third, and kind of piggybacking off the last one, please don't rush it. Please don't rush it. Really the only thing that you should be keeping tabs of is like, are you saying what you're grateful for every day? Just do that for like 30 days. The goal is not to feel gratitude. The goal is to practice gratitude. And once you make that switch, it's gonna be easier for you to like keep on keeping on. And in practicing gratitude, you're gonna imagine what's gonna happen. I think one thing. And the final thing to keep in mind with all of this is that you have to know that this is a life process. And this is what really trips me up. Because I always thought like, as soon as I become a grateful person, that's it. I'll get to the peak of the summit and I'm gonna build a house on the top of that summit and I'm just gonna stay there. Hey, guess what? Your little person keeps going. Just like you keep going through life, the person on your like little gratitude chart keeps going every single day. And so you might reach that summit multiple days in a row. Maybe this stays there, but I guarantee you, it's gonna go the way you go. It's a lifelong process and you will be a lifelong student. I wish I could just freeze the height of my gratitude and be like, this is who I am. But that's not how life works. So we have to practice it literally every single day. And I have this thing, kind of like with eating with your diet and exercising, to the way you see your life, to your friendships. Like, whatever you plant today, you're gonna see in like 2 to 3 weeks. So if I really work out for, say, 2 weeks, I think in 4 weeks, I'm gonna start seeing that process. Like, I'm gonna see the visible difference in my body. Friends. Once I start like hanging out with my friends and whatever and like, you know, keeping up with them periodically and making sure to like encourage them, spend time talking with them on the phone if they're far away. The most beautiful parts of that friendship are not going to come until later down the road, but that's never going to get there unless you start today, unless you start now. Same thing with gratitude. It's like the affirmations, the journaling. It's going to just feel like, why the heck am I doing this? I'm not feeling anything. You're going to feel it, and I guarantee you, a week or two. I would say 2 to 3 weeks. You're going to really sense this difference in your brain neurons. There's someone smarter on this app. There's someone smarter on the internet that can tell you, like, the way the brain works and the synapses by doing X, Y, Z. Because I've heard it before, and it's in the recesses of my brain. I cannot say it, so I'm not even going to try to attempt it, but I do know that it is science-backed. I know my lane, I'm sticking to it. I am in the lane of vibes, okay? And for the people who really want to be students of life or students of the just being more gratitude, why do I keep messing up? People who want to be better at practicing gratitude and feeling gratitude for their life, there are 2 books I always will recommend because that got me out of my depression rut for real and helped reframe my thoughts into, oh, this is not so serious. Like, this whole life thing is not serious at all. Is, number 1, always start with Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth. That changed my life. I can make a whole 3-hour video about that. Like, it's truly the best book out there. And number 2, what really got me out of my depression over my ex, because a lot of my depression came from my first ever real relationship ending and not knowing how to deal with that in my thoughts, was The Untethered Soul. Yes, indeed. That one book that you see for TikTok shop all over that app, The Untethered Soul, especially like one of the last few chapters. I was reading it in my backyard and my mind just went, it was gone. It was gone like that. But I really think it was because of all that groundwork I was laying beforehand and really, exercising my muscle of thinking differently and reframing the way my life was. And then getting to that perfect analogy of how thoughts work, my life was forever changed. I think I need to read that book again because I really forgot how that concept works, but I just know that's what done me good. That's what changed my life. And also all this gratitude stuff. Anyways, guys, as always, I hope this helps. Let me know if there's anything you want to see in the future regarding this topic. If not, that's okay too. No hard feelings. I'm grateful for it, and I'm grateful for you guys, okay? Never forget that. Until the next one.